I want to say something here. I know that there's some folks, probably maybe not in this auditorium, but elsewhere in Wisconsin, who think, and I know these ads are running this way, that just because Mandela's named Mandela, just because he's a Democrat with a funny name, he must not be like you. He must not share your values. I mean, we've seen this. It sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? So Mandela, get ready to dig up that birth certificate. Get ready. Remember when that's the good old days. Remember when that was the craziest thing that people said? Think about that. Like that wasn't that long ago. Everybody's all like, wow, that's some crazy stuff. Now it doesn't even make the top 10 list of crazy. But the truth is, I just talked to Mandela's parents. They were in the photo line. This here's son of a third shift auto worker and a public school teacher. Grew up in Milwaukee, one of Milwaukee's poorest neighborhoods. Worked as an organizer, served as a state legislator, now a lieutenant governor. He's fought every step of the way to make sure Wisconsinites have opportunity to get ahead just like he did. He believes in the American dream. If that's not a true-blooded Wisconsin American, I don't know what is. Come on. And then there's Mandela's opponent. Oh, don't boo. Don't waste your vocal cords booing. Vote. That's right. All right, you got the idea. So, Ron Johnson, as your senator, now remember, the question is, who's going to fight for you? Remember that, right? That's who's on your side, who cares about you, who's thinking about you. Ron Johnson, as a senator, helped give millions of dollars in tax deductions to some of the biggest donors who funded his campaign. And after he voted for a tax plan that allows people to write off the cost of private planes, I've been trying to get this thing closed since I was president. If you can afford a private plane, then you don't need a tax break. But no, he fought for this. And then his adult children bought not one, not two, but 3 private planes, because apparently carpooling was not an option. Now, I mean, you need 3? Meanwhile, Senator Johnson voted to raise the retirement age to 70, supported a plan that would put Social Security and Medicare on the chopping block every single year. Each year you'd have to vote to renew this thing. I mean, think about it, because Washington works so well. You want your Social Security and Medicare reliant on Congress every year. He's called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. Said that it's candy that the left is giving away. The point is, some of you here are on Social Security. Some of your parents are on Social Security. Some of your grandparents are on Social Security. You know why they have Social Security? Because they worked for it. They worked hard jobs for it. They have chapped hands for it. They had long hours and sore backs and bad knees to get that Social Security. And if Ron Johnson does not understand that, if he understands giving tax breaks for private planes more than he understands making sure that seniors who've worked all their lives are able to retire with dignity and respect, he's not the person who's thinking about you and knows you and sees you, and he should not be your senator from Wisconsin. I mean, the message he's sending is pretty clear. If you're related to him, if you donate to his campaign, you get a deal. If you're not, you're out of luck and you're on your own. So when you see ads implying that Mandela is somehow dangerous or different, ask yourself, who knows more about your life? This millionaire whose top priority seems to be looking out for his rich friends, or a guy from a working class family who understands what Wisconsinites are going through each and every day and wants to make your lives better, whose dad knows what it's like to work hard with his hands, whose mom knows what it's like to work hard as a teacher. Don't fall for it, Wisconsin. You deserve better. You deserve a senator like Mandela Barnes. See through the surface of things. Just go a little deeper. I love you too.